In a game where you can build anything you want, where the only real limit is how much time you're willing to put in, I think I've spent a lot of time never really letting myself stay anywhere. I'd start a world, feel that excitement, and for a little while, it would feel like this one might actually last. But eventually, it would end. Not because something went wrong, but because it would just fade away. At some point, we'd stop logging on, someone would bring up a new idea, and a fresh start would sound more exciting than continuing what we already had. And just like that, the world would be over. So let's talk about what actually changed once I decided to stick to one world. I've played a lot of different worlds in Minecraft over the years, both with friends and on my own, and I could never really just stick to one. Eventually I started wondering where would I be if I just stayed in a single world this whole time? What kind of world would I have built by now if I hadn't kept resetting? That's really where the motivation came from. It was that curiosity of wanting to see how a world would evolve if I just stuck with it, even through the boring parts, or when I ran out of ideas for a little while. So, to actually make this happen, I had to change the way I approached the game entirely. One of the first things I started doing was planning ahead a lot more. Instead of just building things wherever I felt like in the moment, I started thinking about the bigger picture more. I'd ask myself, where do I actually want the roads to go, and what areas do I want to develop first? And then I'd actually plan that out before I start building anything major. It wasn't about making a rigid blueprint or anything, but just having a general sense of direction so that everything felt more intentional. I also started using more story-driven builds. Instead of just throwing up a house or a farm wherever, I think about why that build should be there. What purpose does it serve in the world, and how does it fit the larger story I'm trying to tell with this place? It made me slow down and think more deeply about each build, and that helped everything feel more connected. Another big change wasn't rushing to build farms right away. In the past, I'd always try and get all the farms running up as soon as possible just to make things easier. But in time, I actually realized that it's okay to keep some of that early game grind around for a while. It keeps you grounded, and it gives you a reason to keep exploring and gathering resources manually. It also stops the world from feeling like creative mode too quickly. All of these changes added up. They made me more patient and more thoughtful about every decision I made in the world. And over time, that completely changed the way I approach the game. It wasn't just about getting things done quickly anymore. It was about building a world that felt like it had a real sense of place in history. So once I had that mindset shift, District Zero, my main city in this world, really started to take shape. One of the biggest things was planning the roads before I built the buildings. And that was huge for making the city feel like it had a real layout rather than just a bunch of random buildings placed wherever. It made everything feel more intentional. I really liked the idea of building a city where every place had a reason to be there. And even if that reason was small, sometimes it was something as simple as this building just is here to house one villager. And that was enough. It gave each building a little bit of purpose, and then that added up to a more cohesive world. Another big piece was Zero Labs. This is supposed to be my main building in the city. This is the main point of the city and the kind of overall main topic of what this city is about. So it's the main building in the district, and it had a secret purpose. Underneath it, in a cave, I had my first base. And I decided that Zero Labs was going to be the reason that that base existed. It's like the official building on the surface, and then underneath it's got this hidden lab that gave the whole area a little bit of story and made it feel like there was more going on beneath the surface. So it wasn't just about placing buildings, it was about giving them a reason to exist and connecting them through the roads I planned out first. That made District Zero feel like a real place and not just a collection of random builds. It was all about creating a sense of purpose and making sure everything had its place in the world. Now that the world had time to grow, it definitely feels more lived in than any world I've ever built before. It's got a sense of history to it now and a kind of meaning behind everything. It doesn't feel like just a bunch of random buildings scattered around. Instead, it feels like there's a story connecting everything that's there, and there's a method to the world that makes it feel more cohesive. One of the builds I'm particularly proud of right now is the Iron Farm building. It's one of my favorites because it's got this rundown look with vines and cracks, and it kind of tells its own story. It feels like something happened in this city, and the world is starting to show its own history through the builds. I'm also really proud of this giant rocket we're building, and it actually started off as a lighthouse, but we realized that a rocket fits the story of the world better, so we switched it up. It's those kinds of decisions that make the world feel more alive and connected. When I walk through the world now, there's definitely a sense of continuity and satisfaction that I never had in previous worlds. Before, everything felt a bit disjointed, like everyone was just building whatever they wanted in the moment. Now we're thinking about why things are and how they fit into the world, and it feels like the world has a real identity. What surprised me the most is just how much meaning the world has taken over time. I didn't expect to feel this connected to it. But the fact that we're building with intention and thinking about what the world needs has made it feel really special. It's not just a place to build things, it's a place that has its own character and story now. And that's been a really cool and unexpected part of this journey. So, if I had to sum it up, the biggest lesson I've learned from sticking with this world is really about the value of slowing down. I think a lot of times we're all in such a rush, not just in Minecraft, but in life. And we miss out on the details. When you slow down and look at things from a different angle, you realize that there's so much more there than you thought. That's been a big takeaway for me, just appreciating the little things and not treating everything like a race. And that's something this Forever World has really taught me, just to slow down and enjoy the process. As for how I feel about the future of this world, I'm honestly really excited. We've got so many ideas for new buildings and new parts of the city. Right now we're working on a red brick factory building, and I can't wait to see how that adds even more life into the world. It's exciting to have a world that you're always looking forward to coming back to, and it just keeps growing over time. If I had any advice for other players who want to try something similar, I'd say that it's okay to take breaks, but don't completely abandon the world. Even if you get bored, just step away for a bit and then come back when you're ready. You can always start a new project or explore a new area of the world. The more you stick with it, the more ideas you'll have, and eventually you'll create something that feels really special. Overall, this whole experience has definitely changed how I enjoy Minecraft. It's added a lot more meaning to the game for me. Instead of just going through those quick phases where I build a house and then move on, I've got this ongoing world that I can just keep coming back to. It's always there, always evolving, and it's something I can enjoy at my own pace. And that's been really rewarding.